Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, November 12th. It's just past 10 a.m. here in Phoenix. We are going live. Today, we're going to just bring you up to date on what's going on, hopefully answer a few of your questions, so stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's Greg Corbett with the AZ Lifestyle Group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. If this is your first time to this channel and you're looking to find out everything you need to know about what it's like living in and or moving to the Phoenix metro area, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. We are helping people from all over when it comes to finding the best places and neighborhoods to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving or relocating and you need any assistance whatsoever, give us a call. Send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when it comes to moving to the Phoenix metro. All right, so let's not waste any time. We're going to go ahead and bring in our good friend and partner, Rudy Lopez with Prime Lending. Rudy, good morning, sir. How are you, man?
Never been better, man. I'm still holding on to the cold weather here as much as I can. You're in a short sleeve shirt,
yeah,
probably on sandals.
It's just my go-to. It's just my go-to. I'll tell you, like, the weather's been fantastic, and having these like lows in the 40s and highs in the high 60s, low 70s. It's been great. I've been loving it. I'm sure there's still a few people out there that are like, oh, it's too cold now, but I like it.
Yeah, well, my wife actually, she has friends in from out of town, from Texas and from Tennessee, and they last night I think it was in the 50s or so, yeah, the temperature, and they were out by the fire just hanging out and enjoying it. So it's beautiful, man. Yeah. I'm so happy.
That's the best. I know it's funny because a lot of people still they'll make plans to come out here around November, December, January, and they'll think that they can come hit the pool and. It's not exact. I mean, it's going to be in 90 next week, so there might be 1 or 2 days that people might want to go out by the pool, but the pool's probably not going to be warm anymore. So, but yeah, I'm loving it. It's been great. I got no complaints. It's finally something new.
Yeah, and it's this summer. It was so hot for us this summer that we didn't quite use the pool as much as we wanted to, which is kind of counterintuitive if you think about it. But yeah, it was just so hot that we were only in the pool for maybe a handful of days this summer. So we want to hopefully change that next year.
Same with us. And when you have little ones, it's like they can only handle a certain amount, and like you don't want them out in the heat for too long. Like they can handle a certain amount of time in the pool. But we kind of went from extreme. And then, I mean, it dropped pretty much like 25 degrees over like 2 days here from our highs, which I love. I was waiting for it. I think we had heat for too long, but we're in good shape now. So I wanted to, for anybody who's watching, whether you're watching us live right now or you end up watching this later on, I wanted to just quickly kind of reintroduce ourselves to a certain extent because our channel has grown. We pretty much started this thing back in June, and then Rudy and I started getting on these live calls every Thursday, kind of around that time. And, for the longest time, and still to a certain extent now, I mean, Rudy and I we just wanted to get on, be able to rap with you guys a little bit and just kind of talk. I mean, we've had probably many times where we maybe don't have any viewers watching us live at all or have like a couple people, and we love it when people jump in and join us. But we're growing with our subscriber base. We're seeing a lot more viewership of the videos. And so for those of you who are new to the channel, number one, welcome. Thank you guys for watching the videos we're putting out, number one. And number two, come in and join us, ask your questions, get in touch with us if you have any questions on, the reason why we have these videos is for people who are thinking about moving to the area, and we want to be a good resource for you. So I know, Rudy, we're on the same page here. Like, I know you appreciate all the support we've been getting as well. Anything you want to add into that?
I think what's cool is that the viewers have had a chance to watch our friendship evolved too, because we met shortly before we started doing the videos, and we're still getting to know each other. We hit it off right away, so that was not the problem. But as we've been shooting every week and hanging out and working with some of our wonderful clients together, it's almost been like every week, the viewers are seeing how our friendship has become more and more, and it's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think our appreciation is equally shared, and I like when people say it. Hopefully, people have fun when they watch us. That we can have like a fun conversation and just rap back and forth. And we don't ever try to script any of these things, or even I barely have an outline when I go into this. It's just like, hey, let's just talk like we would if we picked up the phone. So so sometimes we ramble about certain things, but hopefully it's still something that we can get to some information that's helpful for our viewers and all of you that are watching, because we appreciate it greatly, and hopefully we get a chance to meet a few of you who are looking to move here. So so just wanted to say thank you to everybody on that, and again, I'll put this on here. Ask your questions. Leave us a comment. Ask questions. Let us know how we can help. And we appreciate the growth, and we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll leave it at that. But wanted to touch on that since we are growing as much as we are. So
yeah, what you see is what you get in terms of how Greg and I are when there's not a camera in front of us, and we are, like he said, there's no scripts involved. Now, there's nothing wrong with scripts, but we just feel that it's best if we're just our authentic, genuine self, and if we just talk sometimes off the cuff and just make sure that if we're communicating something to you guys, it's from the bottom of our hearts, and it's true, and it's genuine, and we love what we do. So yeah, just so excited for the future of this channel, and just continuing to work with some of the folks that we've been working with.
Absolutely. And for those that we do have not only do we have the YouTube channel, but we also have the webpage that's livinginphoenixaz.com. So for those of you who want to kind of read about some of the blogs and stuff like that, we have a lot of our videos that are basically changed into blog form, so you can read about what's going on. So we're going to try to have you covered. We just had a new Pinterest page, so for anybody who like to jump on Pinterest, we're going to have that same thing as well. So we're going to try to cover all angles and make sure that any information people need, we're gonna have you covered. So so Rudy, let's just kind of talk about what's going on here in Phoenix right now. Everybody probably has election hangover, so we won't get into that too much, because it's just you can find that wherever else on the news, and that'll drain your day any time. So, but along with the weather, it's crazy. And I just thought about this too. Happy Veterans Day. We just had Veterans Day yesterday. So happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Appreciate your service on that. And, I can't say that enough. I know that it kind of, we have these holidays come up, and then everybody wishes veterans a happy Veterans Day. That's, we know how much everybody is out there taking care of this country as best they can. So thank you to you guys on that. And then number two, this is crazy to me because of this year, but we're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and that just boggles my mind. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about that this morning, as a matter of fact, that where has the year gone? And, you could throw in all the cliches that you want about how it goes by so fast. But yeah, this one truly has been one for the record books, and for so many reasons. And I just don't know. We're hosting Thanksgiving this year, and I don't think my wife and I have even started planning for it. So that just kind of shows you how fast it goes. And with kids, it just makes it go even faster. Yeah, well, and then again, with this year, with everything going on with COVID and everything, it's like you don't even know how many people you should have over, or it's just been kind of a crazy thing to even think about. We're going into the holiday season from a point of view, like here with the weather and stuff like that. It's been nice because here we typically have warm weather even going into Thanksgiving. With the cooler weather, it's felt a little bit more seasonal, and my wife and I went to the Phoenix Zoo to see the zoo lights. They actually had those start up this last weekend, so we took our little daughter to go see that. She loved it, and it was beautiful out. The weather was perfect, so that was good. So we're starting to get into the festivities of the season, which is nice, even though this year has been such a weird year that it's just it's just hard to put yourself in the mindset. And the Phoenix Zoo Lights, is it still drive-through where you have to stay in your car, or are they allowing you guys to?
No, you can go in. So as long as you're in any areas that have crowds, you need to wear a mask. But if you get into the park and you're not surrounded, like we got there early, we got there around a little after 5 on a Saturday night, I believe. So it was like last Saturday, and it started to pick up. They open at 5:30. And then you pretty much get in. You almost have the whole park to yourself for the first half hour, 45 minutes before people start to trickle in. But it gets dark right away. So, and they do such a good job, and like all the displays are awesome. The music is good. Like I'm typically not a Christmas music guy until like December 1st. It's like, okay, I can listen to it then. But I even got into it a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned that because we've been talking about where to take our daughter and our 6-month-old to just look at some Christmas lights, and we totally forgot about the zoo. I'm glad you brought that up. We might even put that on the calendar here next week or so.
It's worth going. It's a good time. Yeah. I think our little one loved it, and she had a good time until we had to take her home, and then she got upset. But it's part of the deal.
Yeah, it's all fun and games, and then you take them away, and they turn into little monsters for a little bit.
Yeah. They get upset when they're liking stuff, and it's like, oh, time to go. But all good. Anything you can think of market wise? Like we talk about the market all the time. And I don't want to just constantly talk about the same thing on and on. I mean, it's been obviously crazy busy. We'll probably start to see like a little bit of a slowdown going into the holidays. It just seems to be typical. I don't know if that will be the same this year just because it's been such a strange year, but are you seeing any changes at all on your end, Rudy?
Well, one question that I'm being asked a lot is why is it so hard to get a house? Why is inventory low? Why am I having to put an offer on multiple homes before I even get one accepted or even let alone one even looked at? And there's so many reasons, macroeconomic reasons why the market is doing what it is doing. But there's also, with rates being so low, there's on the buyer side, you've got renters who are now realizing that the cost of renting versus owning is pretty substantial. The amount of money that you're throwing away on a monthly, yearly basis on renting versus buying, it makes a huge impact on your generational wealth. So that segment of market, or that clients are out there that are looking to get out of renting and buying, obviously. And then you've got your market of homeowners that are wanting to take advantage of the low interest rates, but on their dream home. The house that they're in now is cool and it worked out for them, but now they're looking to buy something else, and they're called move-up buyers. Yeah. So that's another segment. But and then you got people relocating, working remotely, all that good stuff. But then you also have your homeowners that are staying put because rates are so low and they're refinancing. So then that's obviously causing the supply to be lower. So just so many things going on. But I've had that question being asked quite a bit recently here, just kind of asking what's going on with the market, why it's so hard. But that's the reason why there's such a short supply and high demand.
Yeah, and the supply is not going up. So if we get any kind of stagnancy in the market, it might, like if you're a buyer, you might want to take advantage of the next couple months because we definitely see people start to just kind of get into holiday mode and just like, hey, I'm checked out for the holidays. I'm not going to be worried about looking for a house. And then you have sellers who are still trying to move those. Maybe they've been sitting out there for a little bit and they're starting to get a little bit more motivated, and so maybe they'll make you a deal right now. So you never know what you're going to find, but I'd say if you're a buyer who's looking right now and you've been struggling, wait a couple weeks more, maybe you'll see something pop up, or maybe you'll see something that's been sitting out there for a little bit come down.
Yeah, don't give up. That's definitely right now is not the time to just throw your hands up in the air and say, well, I'll just sign another 12-month lease, or I'll just, I don't know, just stop looking, because it can change in a drop of a hat in terms of maybe the right house popping up at the right price with the right seller situation that they're maybe looking to move right away. So don't don't stop. So if you definitely, if you're getting a little bit discouraged because you're not finding what's right for you, just keep plugging away. And then, Greg, you do an awesome job of keeping our clients in the loop in terms of houses that are constantly popping up in the market, and you're staying in front of folks to make sure that they're getting the latest and greatest information. So just keep plugging away.
We do our best. It's not always easy, and there's a million different ways to try to find stuff out, but we definitely try to do what we can to get information out as quickly as possible, for sure.
And then
go ahead.
Well, sorry. And then another question that I've been asked a lot recently is just how much to put down. If, I've got folks that have 20%, maybe they can put more, maybe they can put less. And so I run different scenarios. Sometimes putting less money down and keeping your cash, the difference in cash, or investing that difference into another investment is sometimes a better long-term plan, simply because mortgage rates are so low and it's cheap money. So, and you can always pay extra on your mortgage. So if you put 10% versus 20%, you can always pay extra each month and pay it off faster than if you would have put 20% even in some cases. So just keep that in mind, that that's some strategies that I do for our clients that can help them with their long-term generational wealth, which is the key.
No, it's super helpful and something that people need to know about right now. And just since you're talking about it offhand, have you seen any changes? Like has all this chaos of what we've gone through over the past week and a half made any changes to interest rates?
Yeah, so on over the weekend and on Monday, rates did go up a bit, and on Monday they went up quite a bit simply because Pfizer announced that some good news on the vaccine. They announced a vaccine that came out that had about 90% success rate, I believe that's what it was,
right.
And so that made the stock market shoot up, which gave a lot of folks confidence that there might be an end in sight. But then when the stock market goes up, typically the bond market goes down, and the interest rates are based off the bond market. So that when the bond market goes down, rates go up. So on Monday, there was a little bit of a spike in rates. And this morning, actually, rates are kind of trickling back down a little bit. And it's going to be pretty much the same for the foreseeable future. I don't see a huge spike up or down. But as we all know, 2020 kind of throws a little bit throws curveballs at us every now and then. And you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's hard to say, like, going into the end of the year. I know, for those of you who have seen our Flagstaff video, like my wife and I took the family up to Flagstaff. We were considering, having potentially like a second home or in an investment property up there that would be so we can use it, when we need to get out of town, and also for a short-term rental situation. And so we're going back up this weekend again, just the two of us, to kind of look at a few more places, try to figure out. And I think even in our mind, we're trying to figure out, hey, do we try to pull the trigger on something sooner rather than later? Do we go ahead and try to do something before the end of the year? Do we wait until maybe there's a little bit more inventory going in, late January, early February? All the questions that everybody has when you're looking for houses. So for everybody out there, even us as agents, sometimes, we're in the same boat. We don't know the answer, and you just kind of are making your best guess. But I'm guessing, based on what you're telling me, Rudy, that like interest rate wise, for the most part, will probably that may not make any changes in the next couple months, but who knows what I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going. Here I go. I'm rambling again.
There's no real signs of a huge uptick or downswing in rates at this moment. But if you do find a house that you want, obviously, I think depending on your specific situation, if you're at a position where you can pull the trigger, I would certainly pull the trigger, because it's just so volatile in terms of, not really knowing what to expect in 2021. Rates should remain low, but you start getting into some geopolitical things that pop up. A new president is going to be officially sworn in on January the 20th, but there's still debate on whether that might happen or not. Just so much uncertainty, and whenever there's uncertainty, there's a lot of volatility in the markets. And so if you're in a position where you can pull the trigger, and regardless of what happens after you pull the trigger, you're still good, then I suggest you do that. If you're a little gun shy because you might not have the funds, or because if something goes sideways with your rental property, if you can't rent it out and you can't really afford the payment, then maybe you should not pull the trigger. So just a lot of scenarios to run.
No, it makes sense. And everybody's situation is going to be case by case. So definitely a conversation to have, because what some person does is not going to be, and advice for one person is going to be different from another. So it's definitely case by case, and something that you need to look at each scenario and what your family's dealing with and your situation potentially and that type of thing.
Yeah, I met with someone earlier this week who said that he doesn't view a primary residence as an investment. And I have to respectfully disagree, simply because any big purchase like that should be looked at as an investment, even if it's not a, hey, I'm going to flip this house type of investment. But I just believe that any purchase, even if it's your primary residence, you have to think of a potential exit strategy in the event that your life situation changes. And it might be the best house in the world to live in and the perfect neighborhood for you. But if something changes and you need to get rid of it, or you possibly get in a situation where you might rent it out because you found something better, that should always, in my opinion, just run through your head when you're out buying.
I agree. I've heard that come up before. I get some of the reasoning why people say that, but in the overall scheme of things, I think yes, it's one of the biggest purchases you can make sometimes. So it's definitely an investment in my mind, even though you're typically you've got a mortgage on it, that type of thing. So I'm trying to think you guys have any things you're getting ready for coming up here? Any fun, I'm trying to think of some fun stuff we can share with people. What's going on? I know I'm a huge fan too. We talked about the zoo lights. Have you gone up to the Fairmount Princess to do their holiday light?
No, we were going to go to the Fairmont for Halloween, and we just ended up not being able to make it due to scheduling conflicts. But so is that open now too?
I think that starts on the 21st.
Okay.
So that must be next.
It's awesome.
And we went last year, and that was our first time last year, and it was a good time. And it can get pricey. They start pretty much like we ended up doing it because they charge you per vehicle to get in, and but you can use some of that money. Like if you go have dinner up there, then you can use the money towards what you spent on your vehicle towards like the dinner costs, stuff like that. So there's ways to get around it, but they do a good job, and it's definitely a fun thing for the kids, and it's a good crowd. I don't know. Again, this year, this is where we're still. I still can't wrap my mind around like some of the changes, because it's just like I don't know if we're going to see half crowds or what they're going to do, or if people have to wear a mask at all the places. Obviously, we're still dealing with trying to figure out how to bring these numbers down regarding COVID. So.
Yeah, and then you throw in the winter season, obviously it's flu season, so you throw that on top of everything that's going on.
Flu? What's the flu?
Yeah, right. What is that?
Thought that went away.
Just throw all rational thinking out the window at this point, because you just no clue what to expect.
Yeah, no, it should be interesting for sure. Anything else you want to touch base on? It looks like we don't have any questions coming in today. We're totally fine with that. Again, feel free to reach out to us anytime directly, or send us a comment if you watch this below. Give us some topics that you want to hear about. Topics like whether, what cities you might want to see tours of, just questions, random questions you might have. But Rudy, anything you want to touch base on before we wrap it up?
No, just let us know if we can help you put together a strategy, even if it's not for the immediate future. If you're looking to maybe buy, 12 months down the road, we've got a client, Greg, who is looking to move here maybe around May, June-ish, and we've already been talking to him and putting together strategy. Yep. So, we're happy to do that for you guys. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need any guidance, or if you just need to know where to start. We're happy to do that. Yeah,
absolutely. I think that is the majority of people that we're talking to right now are trying to put that plan together, saying, hey, we're relocating. We've got either a job transfer or something's moving people out here, or they're just they need a change in their current situation, and they think Arizona is going to offer them a little bit better lifestyle than what they're currently dealing with now. Hopefully, we can make that true for you. So, please reach out to us. I'll put the contact info back up again. You can reach out to either one of us. and we'll try to guide you in the right direction, or jump on a Zoom call with us, and we'll get on together and kind of hear what your current situation is and try to see what we can do to help you out. So, Rudy, as always, appreciate you jumping on. Thank you. Oh, hold on, we've got a comment here from Becky. Becky says, we're coming out at the end of December to look at new homes in the West Valley. Do you know of any larger lots not buying until next year? Becky, let us do some research on it. I don't know offhand large lot, and it depends on what you mean by large lots. I don't know if you're talking about like, quarter acre, half acre, so give us a little bit more information on what you mean by large lots, and I'll do some research for you and get back to you with some information. I know new construction right now is crazy. In working with the builders right now, like there's a lot of the builders that are on like lists, and I don't know if they're doing any lotteries right now, but they have these like weird systems as far as like how many lots they'll release to people going in. I've heard certain builders are starting to cancel contracts right now. So yeah, it's getting a little crazy. So half acre, yeah, that is going to be a little bit, probably not as easy to find, but let me do some research on it. And then the other potential question would be, kind of what your price range would be, because anything in that half acre or more, I can't imagine going to be less than $500,000-$600,000 to start. So, just keep that in mind. And then, when you're talking about West Valley, I don't know if you're just saying, Peoria, Glendale, Goodyear, or would you go as far as like the Buckeye area? So a lot of those factors would come into play as well. So Rudy, we'll stick around a few minutes longer if Becky wants to chime in on any other questions. Anything you would want to add to that? Have you heard of anything?
No, you're right. You're pretty spot on the sales price, but the good news is property taxes are low here compared to other states. So
True.
Even the $500,000-$600,000 range, which is where kind of I do a lot of in the 500-600. The prices, the monthly payments aren't as astronomically high as maybe if you were to. I use Texas as an example. A $500,000 or $600,000 house in Texas is going to be monthly payment wise much higher than it is here. So. If you're coming from out of town, don't get scared with the sales price this much until you let Greg and I run some numbers for you, and then you can see how beneficial it is, or kind of if you need to move the sales price up or down a little bit.
Yeah, and Becky, if you're around and you want to let us know where you're moving from, that could help as well. But let us know. I mean, if you want to chime in, like. We'll be available right after we get off the broadcast. Like, shoot us a call, text. If we don't get more info to you on the live call here, we'll definitely reach out and try to get some more info to you when you come out, and try to get you prepared. Because if you're buying next year, we just need to try to figure out what time frame so we can kind of put a plan together for you. Open to the whole area, looking between 450 and 550. So, understandable. I think a half acre might be a little tricky, but maybe we can find something that's maybe that's not as big. So it depends on your situation, kind of the house, and that type of thing too. But we'll try to put a game plan together for you and see if it's not exactly, I'm not sure if you're seeing anything online already that you're like, hey, this looks good. I know a lot of times builders will put their entry level starting at prices. So you'll see something from a builder that says, hey, starting in the high fours. And then all of a sudden you get there and you realize that number is going to grow quickly as soon as you're under contract because of many different things. So we'll try to guide you the best way we can on that, just to make sure that you're not being steered in the wrong direction. So,
and if you want to schedule a Zoom call, Becky, with Greg and I, we're happy to do that and just go over more specific information if you'd like.
Yeah, what we'd probably do is do a little more research, kind of figure out exactly what you're shooting for, this West Valley half acre price range, and then kind of report back to you with what we're finding to see if maybe there's something we're not thinking about now that might work, or try to guide you in a way that could be an alternative if it's more realistic.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, Becky, thanks for jumping in here. I appreciate that. And again, let us know. And we appreciate you watching. So thank you. So, Rudy, appreciate you. Thanks for jumping on. We're going to let everybody go. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll catch you guys next Thursday, and reach out if you need anything.
Thanks, Greg. See you.
You bet, bud.